Time to welcome 25RPH Dignity for Disability MLC Kelly Vincent. Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Richard.
Kelly, I understand you've launched an online petition regarding closed captioning provisions on mainstream televisions. What prompted you to start this petition?
Well, there have been some recent reports in the media, Richard, about the fact that the other government is considering deregulating the requirement on free-to-air television broadcasters that requires them to provide captioning between the hours of 6 a.m. and midnight, and to provide an annual report as to their compliance with the captioning standards. So this is raised a lot of concern in the deaf and hard of hearing communities, and that's why we thought we'd try and bring some attention to the issue and make sure that things don't go the wrong way by starting a petition.
Now, what Act currently governs closed captioning services on our screens?
The Act is the Broadcasting Services Act 1992, and as I said, that Act requires free-to-air television broadcasters to provide captioning for deaf and hard of hearing viewers between the hours of 6 a.m. and midnight. Now, this is a relatively new provision. I believe it came in July of this very year, in fact. So it's very concerning that even though the Communications Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, has come out and said this won't have an effect on the provision of captioning, it is concerning that this soon into the scheme, the government is starting to discuss moves that may indeed lead to less compliance with the captioning standards.
Why are you concerned that this will see a reduction in the captioning that's offered for deaf and hearing impaired TV viewers?
Well, Rich, I think if we take away the requirement on free-to-air television broadcasters to provide an annual report on how they are complying with captioning standards, if we take away that requirement, I think there's obviously going to be less pressure on broadcasters to actually comply with those standards. So I am concerned, and certainly I know many in the deaf and hard of hearing community are concerned, that this could lead to a lesser provision of captions, but also less equality, because if we don't have the same regulation around who is providing captions and when, that could lead to less experienced parties, if you will, wanting to try and make a quick buck by providing that service. So it is very concerning, and even though Malcolm Turnbull seems convinced that this isn't the start of something big, I think you can easily see a situation where those kind of discussions could lead to lower quality captioning and less available captioning. And given that there's already large concerns in the deaf community about the quality of existing captions, we can't afford to play around with that at this time.
Absolutely. It's something you don't think about, the deaf and hearing impaired and the closed captioning, those of us who don't have those problems.
That's right, but interestingly, a number of people who've been signing the petition that I've started on behalf of Dignity for Disability have been leaving comments like, I'm losing my hearing through the aging process, or English is my second or third language, and therefore captioning helps me to further understand what is going on and to improve my language skills. So this isn't really only about the deaf community, even though they are a primary user of captioning services. It's about a whole range of us. And it's also important to remember that all of us will lose our hearing to some extent as we age. So even if we don't rely on these services currently, we will in the future, and that's why it's important to keep it going. Another point that I would make that I kind of alluded to just earlier is that we haven't come far enough in providing adequate services to the deaf community in terms of being able to enjoy television and DVDs and so on, for us to be playing around with these rules yet. I mean, we still haven't got Auslan interpretation on important programming such as the news, so we really have a long way to go in terms of ensuring the rights of the deaf and hard of hearing community, and now is certainly the time to be advancing those rights, not watering them down.
As always, Kelly, you make some good points. Thanks for talking with us tonight.
Thank you.
Dignity for Disability MLC Kelly Vincent.